Hello, welcome to my channel, A Book Forest. My name is Kim, and today I'm going to be doing my October TBR. So my September TBR has not been going. It's not been going well at all. I was sick for about a week and a half, 2 weeks, courtesy of my kids. They bring back so many lovely things. So I could not read at that during that time. I was just too tired and my brain was not functioning correctly. So unfortunately, I'm not sure if I will finish my September TBR. But if I don't, it's fine. I'm just gonna keep probably read the books that I haven't read in December, or just roll them over or something. But hopefully I can read what I've planned in October because I'm excited about it. However, since I have been sick, I have been very kind of mood ready, very moody. So I just decided to read what I wanted this month. I wasn't planning on reading those books, all of them. So it's just something on the spur of the moment that I was feeling like reading. The first book that I have on my TBR, this one is set because I want to finish the Cosmere before Wind and Truth in December. So I have to read Yumi and the Nightmare Painter. I don't have a copy. I pre-ordered the paperback, which I kind of regret now because the hardbacks are really nice. Anyways, so Yumi and the Nightmare Painter is the one I'm supposed to read in October, and I will get to it. And then I will also slot in something for spooky season. I don't read horror much. I haven't really dipped my toe into it yet. Maybe I would like it, I don't know. But I do like the classic horror. And I have already read Frankenstein and Dracula. Dracula is one of my favorites of all time. But I wanted to read something also like from that vibe. So I picked up this book here. Green Tea and Other Weird Stories by Sheridan Le Fanu. This is my favorite editions of books for classics, the Oxford World Classics. I really like that one, even more than the Penguin black covers, because I don't know, they look good on the shelves, and they have nice, very shiny. Like the covers are really nice and smooth and silky. Like they just feel good in your hands, and they always have nice introductions, very scholarly. So I like that. So this one, I don't think I'm not sure if I will have time to read the whole thing. I will try, but if I feel like I don't have time, I'll just read Carmilla, which is the one I wanted to read. Basically, like it's about a vampire, one of the early vampire stories, around the same time I think as Dracula, similar. So if I have time, I'll read more. Like there seems to be a lot of nice short stories in this collection. But if not, I'll just stick to Carmilla. It's quite short, so that will get done for sure. And then I wanted like some fantasy, but not too heavy. So I decided, very very last minute, I decided to pick up the Fiona Tapestry by Guy Gabriel Kay. It's his first work that he's published in the 80s. So I felt like a bit of an 80s fantasy. And it's a trilogy. That's a whole trilogy. So I'm not planning on reading the whole trilogy. I just want to read the first book. It's called The Summer Tree this month. I think it's kind of not urban fantasy. It's more like a portal fantasy maybe. There's like students at the University of Toronto in Canada, and they're like dragged into a fantasy world. That's all I know about it. I want to go in blind, and I really like this cover. It's so pretty. It's really pretty. I would put that on my wall for sure. So yeah, I don't know exactly what it's about I will let you know when I read it. And then I was planning maybe on picking another like thriller or like mystery. And I think I'm gonna pick up the Berry Pickers by Amanda Peters on audio. Um, so the Berry Pickers is there's Native Canadian children, and I think there's a child that disappears mysteriously, and then years later something else happens. So it seems to be revolving around children that disappear. I'm not sure if I will like it. I have young kids, so sometimes I'm sensitive to these things. But I'll try it because I am going to a conference by this author in this month, in a couple of weeks. There's a literary festival near where I live, so I'm gonna go and see her conference. I was planning on going to another one by Louise Penny and Anne Cleves, who writes the Shetland novels and the Vera Stanhope novels, but it got sold out really quickly, so unfortunately I just basically that was my second choice. But hopefully I find a new author that I really like. She's Canadian, and I like to read some Canadian authors sometimes. So it seems to be a theme for I have two Canadian authors this month with Guy Gabriel Kay as well. So thinking of Guy Gabriel Kay gave me the itch to read the Silmarillion again, because he helped with that work. He helped Christopher Tolkien a lot. I think they're sort of related. So the Silmarillion, I've read that a few times. This is a well-loved copy. I've read that when I was 15 the first time, and I've been reading, I think I've read it like 10 times. I know it pretty well. But I read The Hobbit on audiobook, the audio by Andy Serkis, Gollum, and I loved it. So I enjoyed it really. I enjoyed it so much. I wanted to pick up another book, a Tolkien book by him, like narrated by him. But I didn't want to start the trilogy of Lord of the Rings right away, because if I start a trilogy, I'm gonna want to finish it. Sorry. That's a cold for you. So I wanted to pick that up, the Silmarillion, and I wanted to see how he does the elf voices and the gods, like the Valar. So hopefully I enjoyed it as much as The Hobbit, because I loved it. And the Silmarillion, I always read it with my Atlas of Middle-earth. So if you didn't know about this, I highly recommend this if you're like a Tolkien, you love Tolkien. It's basically she does the atlas of all the worlds, like mostly she does the Silmarillion, she does the Second Age like with Numenor, she does also the Third Age with all the storied Lord of the Rings. So for example, like that's the First Age, like it's really useful, because in my edition of the Silmarillion I didn't have any maps. So you have all the areas of Middle-earth before, well, no spoilers, but there's something that happens. Those lands are not always there. And then you also have like in the Second Age, like there's a catastrophes of some sort, so you can have like the actual delineation of what happened. It's really pretty cool. I don't know if it's gonna focus, but you can see what's beneath the water and what's above. So that gives you, like, that's the actual Middle-earth that we know from the Lord of the Rings. And there's loads of other stuff in there, like there's the travels of Arendelle, like there's maps with the arrows, and tells you what happened where. It's really cool. So that's I always use that when I read a Silmarillion too. Although I am starting to know this by heart as well. So yeah, those are my plans for October. Let me know what yours are, and if you're like interested in one of the books I mentioned, if you've read any of them, especially like the Berry Pickers, I'm quite intrigued at how that goes about. and the Fiona of our tapestry. I know nothing about it. We'll see. So thank you, and see you next time.